that started there, and I will. Where is the? Oh, it's doing the thing where I can't do it on air. Okay, well, I'm just going to record it in XSplit, and I'll upload that to YouTube after we're done. Okay? So, how this is going to work is, in Microscope, you build a history. You build it in sections, and in there, you've got a grand sweeping period, and then you've got events that happen under the period, and then you have scenes or questions that deal with those events. We're taking that structure and we're applying that to building a city. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk sort of collaboratively about ideas for what kind of city we want, anything sort of on the table, with the end goal of building something that a lot of people can run different fantasy games in. And so we want to kind of make it open in that way. And that'll be shared. We'll have that discussion collaboratively, go around and work together on that. After that, we're going to create a palette, which effectively is if there's things that would be commonly expected in this kind of setting that you don't want to see, we'll put it on the sort of the ban list. If there's things that are unusual, we'll put it on the add list. And that's, again, another section where we do take turns, but we can collaborate and talk about how we want to play through that when we do that. When we actually get to play, we'll kind of do turns, and one person will start the turn. They'll establish a theme for the turn, like somebody might say mercantile houses, or somebody might say non-humans. You might establish a theme, and then you'll be adding things onto essentially the list of the city according to that, kind of trying to focus it around it. When it's your turn, generally you'll add a new neighborhood, you'll add an event under a neighborhood, or you'll add event being a location, person, or an event underneath a neighborhood. And then you can also put rumors or history associated with those locations, people, or events. And when you take your turn, the turn comes to you. You figure out what you want to do. You'll write a little bit about it, enough that we can play from. The only time that we get to interrupt is if we want something clarified after you're done, or if something that you've written seems to really contradict some fact we've already established. But generally, anything goes in that. But after each round, we'll kind of talk and we'll look at things. So kibitzing, once we get to the actual sort of turn play, gotta keep yourself back, which, as I said, much harder to do at the table. At the table, when you're face-to-face, snacks are the most important tool you can have in Microscope, because people can eat to keep themselves from going, wait. And we'll go through all that. The other thing I want to say about this process, this procedure, is we're working, of course, from a Google Doc, is that we're going to be using the X card, and you may or may not be familiar with that. Basically, the X card is the idea that if something comes up in the game, a topic or a comment, something that you're really uncomfortable with, you can essentially in the chat just say X card. We'll stop. We'll essentially move past that and go on to something else. This is usually used at conventions when you're playing with new people, when you're not sure about where their boundaries are. And my example for this is that I had a player in my group that I didn't realize had a real problem with spiders, like an actual physical phobia of it. And after about the third session where they fought, Shelob and the giant spiders, he came to me and said, "You got to stop doing that. You absolutely have to, or I'm not going to be able to play anymore." And that's one of those things that, had we been at the table, with that, he could hit the X card, and we would have moved on past that with no explanation. So I just want to put that out there. If we do hit something political or whatever that you're uncomfortable with, feel free to do that. And we'll, of course, be marking on this Google Doc. If you go down a couple of pages on the Google Doc, I do have, on the fourth page, model text that you can copy and paste when we put stuff onto the stuff. And then after that, I've got a big table I put together, all kinds of names and places and things like that, that should you get stuck, feel free to just scroll down there and use, reuse, modify, remix, whatever.
Excellent.
All right. So, again, this is being built for VirtuaCon with the idea that some people are going to run it. At least I am going to run games set in it. I'm going to try and run 3 different games, 3 different systems, and try to get something out of it. So, does anybody have anything awesome in mind?
I have only one question right now.
Absolutely.
In regular Microscope, you have the legacies.
Yep.
Do we do these as well in this game?
Yeah. What we'll actually do is in regular Microscope, what happens is at the end of a particular round, the person who is essentially to the right of the starting player gets to establish a legacy, which is a statement about something that appeared in the fiction during the course of that turn. Here, instead of that, at the end of the turn, the person who would normally do that, they get to come up with a new faction that exists in the city. Like a guild or an enemy group or something like that. Which, when we've done that, because I've done this a couple of times with the City of the Table, we get very interesting motivating forces then operating in the city that people can play off of.
All right.
Okay. And Brian, I think that's probably actually the most important thing to say about this for Microscope. When somebody puts something on the table, they put it into the city, always feel free to play off of it on another entry, to reference it or to come at it from a different direction or play off of hooks that they've dropped. We're going to be mucking around in everybody's stuff.
All right. So are we imagining as it is right now? Is that kind of when you say, what, does anybody have any great ideas?
Yeah, I'm imagining what we're going to kind of define what the state of the city is sort of at the present moment. And I do have a list. I can run through. I've got a list of ideas. And if somebody else wants to throw other ideas on, we can do that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the one thing that jumped into my head was I was imagining sort of and again, it just jumped into my head, like
Sure.
a very vast city, a very large, ancient place that's built on the ruins of the previous incarnation, which are built on the ruins of the previous incarnation before that.
Okay.
I don't know if that fits or...
Sure.
Yeah, something like a layered city, where each layer being on top of the previous one with the ruins. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Cool.
Layered city. Misha, what do you think?
I was thinking today about what kind of city. I was thinking about a city in a desert. So maybe this layered city, every time there is a big storm in the desert, the city just is covered with sand and becomes dead. And then the next generation of settlers come, and so that this layered city is created this way.
Okay. So that's an interesting thing, and maybe we can figure out some things about is if that sand is just from after the city has fallen, or maybe there's something magical that occurs. We can think about that as something in the future. I like that.
I'd like to add another part. How about also previous incarnations of the city being uncovered over time? So when the city is covered with sand, other parts of the city rise to the surface again.
Oh.
So you have an ever-changing cityscape.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
There's rise.
There's some tectonic movements, and maybe the parts of sand just go down.
Oh,
I like
it
that.
just drop. That's cool too.
I like the idea then maybe if during this particular incarnation there's actually maybe a center part of the city that's kind of collapsed down, that's real sort of fall in ruins there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, so we've got that established. So a layered city. I've put multiple incarnations of the city. Layers rise and fall, tectonic movement, and sandstorms come and wash things away. And we've got a lot there that we haven't fully defined that we can play at when we're building the city itself. Awesome. You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to establish the turn order, and I'm going to put that down on the second page. This will be the order that we're going to do things in. So I'm actually going to go and put myself as first player, Misha as second player, Kai as third, and Brian as fourth. So that's the order we're going to play in throughout the game here.
Okay.
So now that we have the chance to add things to the add or ban list, and this goes in play order, and each time it comes to you, you can opt to come up with something you do want to see or something you don't want to see, and you can always pass if you don't want to. And as soon as somebody passes, we'll play out that particular round and we'll be done. So I get to start here. Let me think. I think that gosh. It's so open right now. I'm trying to think about what to add or to limit.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what I'm actually going to ban is based on what we have established there, that nature, I mean, is so violent around here. I mean, it clearly swallows the city, such that any kind of manipulation of the weather, any kind of magics that are often present in fantasy things of storm calling, whatever. People can't do that around here. It just doesn't work in the city. Seem reasonable?
Yeah, that makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Okay, Misha.
I'm not sure that it's not already implicitly exist in this setting, but I just wanted to underscore probably the importance of vertical transportation in this city. Most of these they are just horizontal, and in our city, the vertical direction is also very important.
Yeah,
So
nice.
when you get from one part of the city to another, you need to go down or up or stuff.
Oh, I like that. Okay, yeah. So adding that vertical transportation is vital. That they have to figure out ways to do that. Awesome. Kai?
Yeah, I'm thinking, because that basically took away my idea.
Of course. That's what's going to happen, by the way.
Just for clarification,
Mm-hmm.
the adventures are all going to take place just inside the city, so there's no outside travel in those games?
Oh no! In people, players, GMs can do whatever they want. They could decide, oh, I like the city, and I want to have the adventurers playing around outside, and the city serves as a backdrop. Or they can set it in the city themselves. Though this is just sort of a center point for them to hang it on. For example, somebody might do a game set in the future after another layer has come, and they're exploring the ruins that we establish here. Or they do a previous generation now that we've got that established.
Okay. All right, then I am gonna add a ban item, and that is just a very basic idea of no flying carpets or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
This is not Arabian Nights.
Okay. But are you saying no sort of magical flight, or are you saying no of the sort of the stereotyped?
Basically, any of the Arabian Nights tropes.
Okay.
So, there's no magic lamp, and there's no flying carpets, and no Alibaba, and no Open Sesame.
Okay. That seems fair.
I was promised an Al Qadim setting. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we have to go more Dark Sun then, right? That's the other desert one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say.
All right, Brian.
It's interesting. It seems like it's almost easier to add things you don't want than it is to add some of the things you do want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just go along with that then. The one thing that I would like to not see, and I don't know if this really it would count as something in a ban.
Sure.
But like I don't mind things like mutations, but I would prefer not to have silly mutations or overly silly names, that kind of thing.
Okay. So I think you can say under the ban is let's see, how do I no gonzo humor? Is that what you want, or gonzo elements? How do
I think that's probably where I'm going. I certainly enjoy those games. I just don't know that I want it for this particular city. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I think last time I created Nikola Tesla's head in a game,
did.
so I'm completely fine with not doing that this time.
Yeah.
Misha, are you good with that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I just remember another game with when I just think that one person starts to put some gonzo element into the game, that everybody just tries to get over the top, and so there is no limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can I just say no gonzo? Does that seem like a reasonable way to put that?
Yeah, it works for me.
And I'll put gonzo in quotes, so that it's a little subjective, but we kind of know what we're aiming for there. Let's see. I was thinking of adding something where this has been around for a long time. Generations and generations, and it's been a crossroads that in D&D and that kind of stuff, we have the various half elves and things like that, but I'm thinking that this is maybe so many generations removed that there's a lot of just racial blending, that you can see that somebody has maybe some elvish blood or maybe some human blood, but you don't go, okay, well, he's a half elf or she's a half orc or whatever. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for instance, a fantasy race mixing. Okay, so that's my ad. Misha?
Okay, just tell me, guys, if you like it or not. But I was thinking about because the city is actually built over a number of other dead cities. That probably all the I don't know the right name for this, but necromantic knowledge probably is not something that is considered evil or dark or unacceptable. It's like everyday thing. Everybody is probably contacting the past lives in some way. It's just everyday life.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I like that. So, so necromancy, not necessarily evil.
yes, it's even like probably some everyday rituals or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Nobody's. Okay.
That sounds good. Why don't you add that to the ad? I think that seems like a thing we're adding that's a little uncommon.
Yeah, it's sort of like the our gun argument, right? Necromancy doesn't kill people.
Yes.
Evil wizards kill people. So.
I like that. Do you want to put that in, Misha, or do you want me to type that in?
Oh, please type.
Okay.
Thanks.
Let's see. Oh, and I didn't misspell a word there, which is shocking for when I'm recording. Kai.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna add something because this is a desert city and it is a crossroads. But with all these layers upon layers and the necessary or vital vertical transportation, I think I want to see the daily struggle for water in this.
Okay.
Maybe probably we could also add struggle for water and for preserving food from the sun, all stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
What do you think, Ken?
I think that's good.
Basically, I mean, struggle for water, it includes everything that water is necessary for. So, growing foods and, feeding and watering animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because it'll sort of play into some other things. If you have a limited supply of water, do you want to spend it on large animals for food?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and it suggests all kinds of tricks that have to be done in the caves for things. There's a lot of stuff that opens up.
Yeah.
I just played a Dune game on Saturday, so I have this in my head.
Yeah, it might even lead to some moisture farmers like in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. They drink the blue milk. Okay.
Yeah.
Freeman.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I like it. All right, Brian.
Because maybe the culture of the city has been around for so long, and the structures have always been in this place, and kind of building on the whole concept of the necromancy, maybe there's a form of ancestor worship that's passed from city to city over the times. I'm not sure how that would come into play later, if at all.
I already have ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So add ancestor worship, and we can figure out if that's parallel to other faiths. I think that's an interesting idea.
All right.
Yeah, I like it already.
Mm-hmm.
Not so lucky as you.
That's what I always do. I know exactly your pain. And it would come back around to me. I like what we got, so I'm going to pass on this go for myself. So it'll be the last shot for each of you. Misha?
Just give me a sec. Okay, I will pass to.
Okay. Kai?
Only one thing.
Sure.
No dragons.
No dragons. Okay. Add that to
No trucks, you said?
No dragons.
Oh, shut up, you.
no dragons. And of course, the question is, that we'll perhaps figure out when we're doing the thing is, were there dragons before?
Exactly.
Not now, or were there never dragons? That'll be a thing to figure out.
What happened to the dragons?
Yeah. Brian.
I think I'll pass.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right, so we've got that established. We've got the layered city. We've got the layers that rise and fall when there's that shifting. We've got the sandstorm that washes things away. There's a lot of verticality, generations of fantasy races mixing, not necessarily necromancy evil, a daily struggle for water, and with that, questions about food and so on, ancestor worship, and no weather magics, no Arabian Nights tropes, no gonzo, and no dragons. All right. So we're going to move down to the next page where I've got the templates. For this first round, we're not going to have a theme, and essentially each of us is going to make up a neighborhood. So I'll start, and then we'll each come up with a distinct one. So I'm actually going to copy this neighborhood text twice more and paste it, and we can each put one up. So let me think what I want to do here. Oop, I should probably turn caps lock off, apparently. Derp. So I'm imagining that we've got this city that's kind of built up out of the desert. I assume it's raised at least a little bit out from the desert itself, and that there's one of the neighborhoods that's some towers that maybe came up, and there are ropes and bridges in the neighborhood sort of formed out of these towers with connections that go, people slide and swing between them in that area there. Because it's probably so high and dangerous, it's probably a pretty poorer section. All right.
Cool. So, like towers, actually, each tower could come from a different part of the older city. Every tower looks different.
I like that. We can. That's something that can be established.
It was a question.
Yeah, that can be established through an entry underneath that. Then, a location that would describe one of those and would establish that fact.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, Misha, your neighborhood.
Okay. Just sweet bottom. It's not what you're thinking.
Okay.
It's a series of caverns. It's an underground part of the city. Just a little spot underground. Actually, there a lot of stuff underground. A series of caverns with confectionery shops. Sorry for spelling.
No.
Shops and ice cream parlors. Nobody knows where do they get the components. Kids are not allowed to visit, but they try to sneak. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I like that. It's kind of an interesting, a more sort of sophisticated spin on the kind of luxury goods that are available in the city. It's very interesting. All right, Kai.
All right, mine's the chasm, and it's basically just your big hole that goes straight through all of these layers of the city, right down to the top, to the bottom, wherever that bottom is.
All right.
Is it known that there is a bottom?
That's actually an interesting question. Well, let's wait how this develops here in the game. And it's basically your exploration area, where everyone goes to find stuff from the older layers.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I like that. All right, Brian.
Let's see. All right. I propose Makerstown. So a large, sprawling, dirty neighborhood filled with the fabricators, the blacksmiths, the carpenters, and the textile people of the city. It's where you go to get things made.
Awesome. All right. So we got that first round established. Now what's going to happen, let me talk about that. So what's going to happen is I'm going to start an actual turn. And the turn will function like this. Whoever is the starting player, which will be me in this case, will get to add either one thing, neighborhood, event, the location, person, event, or rumor history, or they can add two things, provided one is nested underneath one another. So I could make up a neighborhood and then come up with location within that neighborhood. I'll also set a theme for the round, and You can loosely or tightly tie yourself to that theme for that. It'll go around. I'll go, and then Misha, and then Kai, and then Brian. It'll come back to me. I will get another bite at the apple as the starting player, and then the person to my right, which would be Brian, will get to come up with a faction. And I'll go through all this as we go through the process, but that's generally how the turns are going to operate. Questions about that?
Nope.
Okay.
I think so.
So I think my theme for this round is going to be scholarship. So I'm going to write that up. And I'm actually going to come up with a new neighborhood and a new location. And let's see what to call it. So I'm imagining calling the Dusk War stacks. It's this great chambers and vaults and libraries of this guy known as the Unspoken Usurper. He was the Sorcerer King who ruled the city in the immediate previous time of the city. But this is one of the few places they've actually found located so far of his reign. The rest of it, they're not sure it got shifted in the tectonics or whatever.
Cool.
And then I'm going to put a location. So my location under the Duskwar stacks is the Black Registrar, which is an underground market where scholars and students are trading in false and faked diplomas and statements about forged scholarship, stolen sort of letters of recommendation. The idea that there's maybe a system for saying that someone has done the training and is an expert in something, and this is a place where people can go to sort of illegally gain that status. Seem okay?
Yeah.
All right. Misha, we'll pass it on to you. The theme is scholarship.
Okay. Okay, so I will take the chasm. There's lots of tunnels there. And give it a chance. So probably there is some kind of a ledge near the entrance of one of these tunnels, and I really have no idea for names. Let's scan names. Well, the open tomb sound right. Okay, the open tomb. The open tomb. Near the entrance to one of the tunnels, not too deep. Every okay, what kind of calendar we have? Okay, every 100th moon, the guild of gray robes celebrates the end of learning cycle for their disciples there.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So they celebrate and thank their ancestors. Who also in some form appear at the celebration. Okay, so what I'm trying to say that there is some kind of guild that is kind of archaeologist, or maybe just like Indiana Jones type people. They are called Grey Robes, and every now and then they take in disciples and they teach them, and after the 100th moon, it's the number of time that takes to educate one. They are celebrating and they perform rituals where they thank their ancestors and they talk to them and thank them.
Awesome.
That is.
I like it. Kai?
All right, I'm going to create a new neighborhood.
Okay.
And this is called the Marble Dome. It's basically your well-off neighborhood where where the dignitaries of the city reside. And it's got its name from a series of marble domes that block off the sun, so it's nice and cool below the domes. And it's the only area of the city that is actually where they have any upkeep for these domes.
Okay.
And I'm going to create a location here.
So you get to do one thing on this. The starting player gets to do two.
Oh, all right.
Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Brian?
Let's see. So can I create a location and person in the Dusk War stacks?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to create, yeah. Let's see here. So the location is Jadestone. I'll create a location called Shadestone with Tartak the Lich, who is
Okay.
a professor and alchemist of necromancy.
So that's his. So to clarify, that's the place that he lives.
Correct.
Okay.
In the Dusk War stacks.
Okay. Awesome. All right, I'm going to. Let's see what I want to do here. I am. So it comes back to me, and I could do a nested thing, but I think what I'm going to do is. I'm going to add a rumor underneath the open tomb.
I like that.
Yeah.
We could have them put off a cruise.
Yeah, you have a cruise. All right, so we put that in as a rumor to establish that people do perhaps not have the best thoughts about the gray robes, and there's some questions about their motivations there. All right, so that's the end of this first round. And Brian, you're going to finish this off for this first round, and I'm going to add a new section here at the end. We're going to call factions. So you should come up with a faction that exists in the city.
Okay. Okay. I propose I'm drawing a blank. What do you call those? That wire that? Oh, I got it.
Yeah, you got it now. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll create the classy chokers, a criminal enterprise. Its members are known for wearing fancy hats that contain garrets wrapped on the inside of them.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So that's turn one, round one. And Misha, you're going to start us out for our second round. So you're going to establish a theme for what we should be kind of focusing on for this round. And then you can add one thing, or you can add two things, one nested under the other.
Turn two. So the theme will be wealth and poverty.
Ooh, neat. I like that.
And I will add a location
Okay.
in Marble Dome. Marble Dome, so probably one of these domes, there is some kind of opening, like a balcony or something. And okay, again, I need a name. It's
Wealth and poverty.
Marble Dome. Okay, so is this guy, his name is Borga Hyryron, and he a wealthy person. And his dome has some kind of balcony that we will call it Borga's balcony. And sometimes, well, Burga is in good mood. He goes to this balcony, and sometimes goes out of his dome, and he gives okay, so what would you call a small amount of water? A gulp of water or something like that?
Yeah, a gulp.
Sure. Yeah.
A gulp of water for anybody who asks. This can continue for an hour. A celebration for local people. So when Borga is in good mood, So it's kind of celebration for people because he's giving away water.
Awesome.
And I will add a rumor
Okay.
here. Okay. The rumor. Oh, maybe here. Okay. History. This is the let's not call it the only, almost, or this is one of the very rare occasions in the city's history when water was given away for free. So I try to say that there are some we have nobody can remember another power and wealthy guy who would give away something.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's occasions or something wrong. Okay, that's it.
Awesome.
Cool.
Kai, our theme is wealth and poverty.
Okay, I'm going to create a location in the webs. And it is called basically, there's a series of interconnected spires, or at least they were interconnected at one point. And you know how candles look like when they melt in the heat?
Mm.
This is what these spires look like. Like the heat is just they've bent and twisted, and they for some reason they still do. So they constantly keep changing and twisting all over. And it's the location where the local thieves guild resides.
Ah, cool.
Because they are the only ones who actually know how to traverse this maze inside, because it's constantly shifting, walls becoming the ceiling, and the floor becoming walls, because it's constantly moving.
Oh, yeah.
Creepy.
What do I call the thieves guild? Let's see.
So how do you connect this to wealth or poverty?
Basically, the thieves guild is a synonym for poverty, I think.
Okay.
Okay, let's call the thieves guild the Mirror. There you go.
Okay. Coolio.
Excellent.
Brian.
Oh. It starts getting progressively more complex. It's cool, though. All right, wealth and poverty. Let's... In Makerstown, I will have Plaza. So I'll put Liberty Plaza inside of Makerstown. It'll be a place where organizers and rabble-rousers yell, oftentimes creating tensions between the makers and the workers. But the speakers are protected from violence or retribution while they're in the plaza from a long tradition.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
All right. That kind of gave me an idea. Let's see.
Caps again.
Ah, damn it.
Cool.
So to steer the ledger, we've slavery, I'm establishing that it's prohibited within the city. Distira escaped when her owner traveled through. She managed to break away and was considered free. Since that time, she's been part of an underground of the poor that helped to free any foreign slaves that are brought through. And I assume that there are probably dark places where people are held in illegal serfdom and bondage, and she works to free them.
Cool. That's a good hook right there.
Yeah. So we come back to you, Misha, and you can do one or two things.
Okay, I will add Google Docs. Please come back. Okay. Just 1 sec. I will add an event in the sweet bottom. And the event will be the Joker Night. Oh, Night of the Jokers. So, it's a relatively recent event that happened during, I don't know, maybe before few years before. That the classic chokers murdered a group of wealthy young people starting a series of battles the chokers and the dome guard. And the dome guard is some kind of private police for the inhabitants of the domes.
Yeah, excellent.
That's it.
Okay. So I get to come up with a faction then. Let me let me think here. Should have been thinking ahead of time. Let's see.
If you wanted to, could you grab one of the sort of hinted at factions that we've previously created?
Absolutely.
In the document?
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can create a brand new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Oh, it's where murder hobos go to die.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Oh, and I should say, they're paid a meager water stipend, so that's how they survive.
Cool.
All right. So, Kai, you're going to start us out on this turn and establish a theme.
Basically, you already hinted at it with your faction. The theme is military.
Okay. Awesome.
So let's see. Where's that guy? I had found a name in your list that was perfect because it was impossible to spell. There he is. Because I'm going to create one of the persons, and he resides in Maldome. Okay, so anybody can tell me how his last name is pronounced?
Morale.
I mean,
Morale. That's how I would do it at the table. Elulash
Okay.
Morale. And my players would not write it that way after I said it.
It's like a Welsh Catalan thing
Yes.
going on there.
Okay, so I'm because I'm very familiar with him. I'm allowed to call him Elolash.
Yeah.
He is the captain. No, not only the captain. He is the ruler of the city, captain of
Ooh.
Storm Order. I'm going to create an event for him as well. Basically as part of his history, I think, more or less.
Neat.
Elash Ascent. He took over exactly 10 years. Queen. Let's find a name for our unfortunate queen. There you go. Queen Sobami. And her secret. You can establish who the secret lover is.
Ooh, neat.
Or was.
Cool.
His ascent is celebrated every year. It's like a mandatory celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Be happy.
Excellent. Brian.
Okay, let's go with the webs. And we will have a location there. This should be the easiest one, and I'm choking on it here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the faction was the Dust Hunters, something like that. The Dust Hunter headquarters will be in the webs. The tallest tower is home to the leaders of the Dust Hunters, who reach their high perch using elevators and large balloon vehicles.
Neat. All right. I think I'm actually going to do a new neighborhood. Based on something we've mentioned. Spelled that right here. There we go. Choked.
Cool.
Okay. All right, so that's what I've established. Misha.
So I will also add a neighborhood.
Huh?
Pick a name. Sorry, just a second. Okay. Okay. I'll call it the zoo. It's an area in the city not suitable for living, so it is currently used for keeping and breeding animals. For instance, the dome guard by their riding snakes there.
Neat.
Cool.
Okay, I'm done.
Awesome. Kai, we come back to you, and you can do one or two things.
I am going to create another location in the chasm.
Okay.
And I am going to call it Shadestone Fortress. That's a fortress at the, let's say it's the 8th of the different layers or layers.
I will only point out that Shadestone as a term has already been used.
Oh, it has?
Yes.
I wasn't aware of that.
Under the Dusk War stacks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Who created that entry?
That was me,
Brian.
I think, right?
What exactly is the connection between Shadestone and Tartok the Lich?
It's the sort of complex that he lives in, but I could change the name.
No, you don't have to. You know, I can come up with another name. You used it first, so let's see. You know, actually, yeah. Well, let's use that one. I hope nobody used Luminous.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, then let's call it. I think it fits even better. The Luminous Fortress, which sits at the 8th layer of the layered city, so pretty deep down in the chasm. And it was created to hold back threats from coming up from below.
Oh.
And it's called Luminous because it is lit, so they can actually see what's going on down there.
Oh, neat.
There you go.
Awesome. Misha.
And
Oh, are you going to do a rumor or a history with that one?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, give us more. That sounds cool.
Yeah. And after that, Misha, you'll be doing a faction.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add a rumor. Spies from the Obsidian City have the fortress. And are reporting back to the army about its defenses.
Oh, man, now I want to know about that. Awesome. All right.
Infiltrated. Okay.
Oops.
I'll be right back. I have to take a quick break.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, okay, if he's running, then I'll run as well. I shouldn't be drinking beer while playing a game.
I don't think most of the Europeans I know do that. So
Well, it gets you cooled down.
true.
Okay. So function.
Much.
Do we have our new theme?
Right now, Misha is doing the faction.
Faction?
Yep. And you're going to be establishing the new theme, so
Oh. Oh, man.
But just added, there was Dastira, was a slave you can free, and she's a part of an underground movement for help on slaves. So this organization also had a military wing, and it's called Silence. And well, let's
awesome.
add a couple words about the Silence. So what are the Silence? They're called the Silence. Because the tongues are cut, so in case they are caught, they cannot betray the comrades.
Ooh,
It's hardcore.
yeah. Awesome. All right, Brian, what do you want to set as your theme for this turn?
We've done scholarship, we've done wealth and poverty, we've done military.
Mm-hmm.
I propose religion.
Okay. Neat. And so you can do one thing or two things nested one under the other.
All right. I'll create a location in the Marble Dome neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Okay.
Awesome.
So I'll put. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Yep. All right.
Anything you want to say about that?
No, I mean, I'm kind of edging towards the Shade Master being sort of an important person in the city.
Okay.
But I don't really have an idea for what the religion.
Did you want to put a rumor
like.
or history under that?
Yeah, let's put something in there.
Neat.
Wow.
All right. I am going to go here. Going up to the sweet bottom. Here we go.
Cool.
All right. I think that'll be an interesting hook for play potentially.
Yeah.
All right, Misha.
Okay. Location in the webs. There is another tower, which is called the branch. Unlike other towers, this one looks like a charred tree branch,
Oh, neat.
just with probably some smaller towers protruding from the sides, and it's black like it was burned. Some cults believe. And another detail, there's a single window or opening at the top of this tower. Some cults believe that jumping out of this window can get you closer to the realm of the ancestors.
Yeah, cool.
Neat. Awesome.
Okay.
Kai.
All right, I'm gonna add a location just outside of the fire gate, and it's called the Dune of Bones.
Okay.
There you go.
Excellent.
Neat. Ooh, okay. Brian, we come back to you, and you can do one thing or two things nested beneath each other.
All right. Thing or two nested beneath each other. There's a couple there. Okay, let's dusk war stacks.
Okay.
You have something called the Whispers already?
Don't think so.
The Whispers
Awesome.
in the dusk war stacks.
Excellent. Kai, your turn to come up with a faction.
All right. Every time I read the classy chokers, Fruity and Slip, they're wearing fancy hats that contain a carrot inside of them.
Okay.
Why don't we change that to strangling wire?
Every time I've scrolled down to the factions, I'm like, why would they keep a carrot in their hat?
I like that.
All right, let's see.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It's a pretty good scam, actually.
Nice. Awesome.
Great.
All right, so we are at the 2-hour mark. We could stop here, or we can continue on for another turn or two. I'll leave it to your judgments, Kai, Misha, Brian.
Well, I still have time.
Okay,
Just
Misha.
still some time.
Okay, well, if everybody's good with it, we'll continue on for a turn or two.
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I will set the theme for the next one, and it's going to be transport.
Ooh, nice. Before we move on,
Yeah.
I'd like to ask a favor.
Sure.
Can anybody come up with a better name for the Dust Hunter headquarters than Dust Hunter headquarters?
Oh, let's see. Oh, geez, what's a word we associate with dust?
Desiccation, maybe?
Desiccation. I always think of dust in the corners.
You know, why don't you go with something like that that includes like blasted, you know, like blasted down from with sand?
Oh yeah. Or the sweeping.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I'll change it. The
Okay.
sweeping it is. I like
Sure.
it much better.
All right.
The more evocative. Thank you.
All right. I have set it as transport, and then I'm going to go down to the zoo.
You know, the dust hunters emerging from the sweeping sounds a bit like a cleaning company. What kind of weapons do they carry?
Just throw
Battle
sand in
scoops.
people's faces. So, St. Allen's Preserve, various skills of merchants have taken to using potent and exotic monsters as beasts of burden, riding animals, even personal protection. Sandalin's become known as an expert in training these with a set of secret techniques. He pays for the live capture of certain monster types.
Excellent.
And scoffs at the regulation of some monsters too dangerous for the city. He may pay good coin even for those. All right.
The Monster Whisperer.
Yes.
Yeah, and what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. Misha.
With the giant sandworm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The spice must flow.
That's right. Okay, I will add history for the sweeping.
Ooh.
Okay, there was a queen once, right?
Yeah. I think she was
Sobami.
established. And yeah, in the Marble Dome. Queen Sobami.
Queen Sobami. So, the history is pretty recent, and they say that during Queen Sobami's reign, a piece of extremely long and sturdy cable was connecting the head of the tower, top of the tower, and the fire gate. This cable was found by the grave robes in one of the ancient layers of the city. So actually this was kind of transportation for the dust hunters to get quickly to the fire gate.
What is that called? Is that a... It's not a swing line.
A zip line.
Zip line. Okay. Awesome. I like that.
But it was okay. Yeah, I wanted to cut it in our age, but let's keep it. I think it's
okay.
Could be used for something.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Kai?
All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to add something to the chasm. Got a very simple name. It's just the Great Elevator. Okay, now I need a twist. How to make this thing interesting? All right, how about this?
Cool.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes things
There
come
you go.
back.
Nice.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Brian?
Okay. Webs. Where was our first mention of the gray robes?
I think they were mentioned in the
In the chasm.
The chasm.
In the chasm?
right. Yeah. In the open tomb.
Okay. Can I add a history to that, or is that preferred not to do that?
Nope, you can do that.
Okay. And maybe this should be under it. Maybe this should be in a different place. If it is, I can always move it. But so
Neat.
okay.
I like that. I think I am... Come back up to Marble Dome. Okay.
He likes to travel with style.
Yeah.
Right? Bullgorgon. Nice.
Oh. There we go.
This is getting better by the second.
I imagine it doesn't get pulled over very often. Yeah.
Maybe let's explain the shifting towers, you know.
Yeah.
The beast is just...
There we go.
Very cool.
All right. I threw a lot in there. Brian, a faction.
Let's definitely add the gray robes because we've made numerous references to
Oh,
them.
that's a good idea. Fair enough. Awesome. All right, Misha, let's do another turn, and you get to set the theme for this turn.
Cool. I have an idea.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
No problem. So the theme for this turn will be, I don't know, romance.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I like it.
I want a location to the sweet bottom.
Okay.
What kind of location might that be?
A way to hear the name of this location.
Sweet Bottom High.
In betweens. Okay. So the flowers divide. Half legendary. The shop that sells a kind of magic sorbet that can be used to tell whether a couple would be happy.
Nice.
If the survey tastes the same for both of them, they are blessed by the God. And rumor or history. Okay, I will not add a rumor. I just maybe add another sentence. The location of this shop is not widely known, and many desperate lovers were lost in the caverns looking for it. So that's it.
Neat.
That's excellent.
Kai?
That's really great. Okay, I will add a location to Makerstown. What's the flowery description of a meteor? Starstone?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah.
it was like, oh, Eternal Sun. Oh, wow. Okay.
Imagine you're minding your own business one day, all of a sudden you're like, I can't even watch romantic comedies anymore.
Oh,
I don't know
God.
what's wrong with me.
That is particularly
Fantastic.
awful. All right, Brian.
Ay, ay, ay. Let's see here. In the zoo, own approved movers.
Well, I think I need to run an adventure in this city.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
When did you schedule your games again?
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. Let's see, I have the name. Get that.
Yeah. I was hoping that would come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go.
Beautiful.
How about that? All right, and back to you, Misha.
Mm-hmm. Just where's the whipping stone? I just love the whipping stone, and I wanted to add a rumor for the whipping stone. Rumor says there are other stones like this that can change not only once memory, but also manipulate fractions. It is almost certain that what was this guy? Sparkle.
Under the dome.
Okay, sorry. It's quite a history you have written, guys.
Yes.
Can't find a thing here. In fact, Alec uses some of these stones for his dark goals.
Interesting. and a rumor, so maybe true, maybe not true. That could be interesting to see how that gets played out. I'm going to do a faction then. Let me see here. Steal one. How about that?
Excellent.
Okay. All right. I think that brings us to Kai. Oh, his wife has called him away. We'll give him a minute here.
All right.
So what do you think, Brian?
I think it's great.
Okay.
You know, I was really nervous at first, but once the ideas start flowing, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What it is. And I feel like I know this city well enough to run several different systems in it right now in a way that I've never known any other city that I've purchased to run.
And when you do this with your players, if you're a GM and you build it with the players, as I've done a couple times, the players come in with so much knowledge. They're able to spin on what they want to do. It's really useful for that.
I wish I hadn't waited so long. It's fantastic.
It's a good thing. Kai, how are you doing?
Yeah. Let's take a look in turn 7 at Avalon.
Okay.
What?
Government.
Government? Okay.
And I am going to add a person. All right. To the webs.
Nice.
Okay. And let's see now. Let's add a rumor to him. What do we know about this faction? Let's see. There you go.
Interesting. I like that.
Very cool.
Brian?
Oh man, let's see. Government. Okay. I'd like to vacation under the Marble Dome. Will that let me? You have a queen, right? We established that.
The dead queen.
Oh, that's right. You have a new ruler.
The new ruler is...
The one with the unpronounceable name.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Let's see.
Nice. All right, I'm actually going to kind of play off of that and do a new neighborhood. I'm actually going to put it here right below that. gonna spell that terribly. I think that's all I want to do. There, that's mine.
Excellent.
All right, Misha.
Okay. I will add an event for the petitioner's block.
Okay.
It's some kind of festival or yearly ritual. I don't know. Or the measure day. Okay. In the center of the block, there's a dry well. Once a year, every citizen can bring some water and how do you say pour the water?
Pour.
Yeah.
Into the well, but only after it's measured. Bring in the the largest amount of water and some makes the person high rank. In the block. So it's like a legal way to purchase a job.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Awesome. Kai?
Very cool.
All right. I need your help with a translation here.
Sure.
The metal grate you put on a barbecue. What's that called?
A grill.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Let's add that to, it's not specifically the fire gate, but it's another location.
Okay. Yikes. I see where this is going.
Brutal.
All right. Of
Be a
course.
heck of a thing to see as you approach.
Yeah. Of course, I'm imagining that's the stated thing that all crimes, of course, are punishable by that. But there's a lot of horse trading that goes on.
Absolutely. No judge, no crime.
Right.
So,
Misha, you get to add another faction.
Yeah. I'd like to add the Pales. We were established with Farkill LA. Current Master of the Pales, the Order of Investigators. Appointed by the Shattered Skull. Okay. So, the Pales. And so it's like a government organization.
Or at least it's an authority is the way we have it set up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a semi-official police force. Is that?
That's what I was imagining, at least when I set that up.
Yeah.
Okay, I will add this.
where did you put these? The players? Oh, I found them. Yeah.
Okay. Mystic Order. Interested. Politics and power. Interested in politics and power. They're called pales because the skin of their heads are half translucent.
Ooh.
and some people claim they can see the star.
Cool.
Awesome.
But this is only a superstition. Or not.
Nice.
Nature you superstition.
Brian, do you want to set the theme for this last round? We're going to do the last round.
Let's see. Do you think we can do it in 15 minutes?
Or do you guys want to stop there?
I think I might be up for stopping.
Okay.
I don't want to have to
Sure.
rush it.
That seems reasonable to me. We've done a ton here.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And we've got still a lot open for the next group. There's a lot of interesting facts that I've made note of that we haven't established, like the name of the city, which we're going to leave for the next group, and maybe something about how long it's been since the last changeover, those kinds of things. So there's a lot of good stuff here. I will be posting the video later on tonight. I'll upload it to YouTube, and I will get this written up and post it on RPG Geek, and then I'll also post it on my blog tomorrow. Okay?
Great. Excellent.
All right.
Great. Thank you guys so very much. That was pretty
you.
awesome. I'm
Very fun.
Looking forward.
Thank
I
you.
can already see the games. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. I really want to read this book.
Yes.
Right.
It will be awesome.
Take care, guys.
Take it
Thanks,
easy.
Lowell.
Thank
That
you.
was great.